me 30 years. I keep appealing my case, I can't win. Ain't nothing to live for.
That was my perspective as a 16-year-old child trying to comprehend what it is it like to be in prison for 30 years when you're just 16? Or what does it look like to be in prison for the rest of your life? How do you articulate that? We were just kids, yet the village failed to raise us. Instead of pouring love into us, they just threw us in the cages. But greatness was always within us, even before the life sentence. We were under 18, yet everyone forgot that we were just human beings. Super predators became our labels. That we were children became a fable. Converted us into juvenile lifers. But look at what just 3 years did to Khalif Browder on Rikers. Yet we served decades and still remain whole with the power of love igniting our souls. We just wanted society to accept us with open arms, give us a second chance to bring love and not harm. From lockdown to Georgetown, we just needed someone to believe that justice also encompasses mercy and redemption is possible for all to achieve. Thank you. I'm thankful for this opportunity to begin this event, to lead with love. Oftentimes, I think we don't study the etymology of words. And a lot of us are gathered here today in the interest of philanthropy. But the etymological meaning of philanthropy oftentimes doesn't coincide with the societal meaning of the word today. Today, philanthropy often gets misconstrued as someone has to have a lot of money to do the work of love. But the etymological understanding of the word philanthropy is just a love for humanity. So though it takes love to do this work, it doesn't require money. But for those who have money and power, I'm here today to say that even though you have the most noble of intentions to do the work requires love. And I stand here today at the Social Innovation Summit. And when you look at the word social from someone in my perspective who has spent years in solitary confinement as a child, you really understand the value of what society means and what social means. Social capital, social equity. When you are locked in a cage with yourself and society tells you you are a super predator and a monster, and you are left alone with nothing but your imagination, you really understand the meaning and the value and the power of what the word social means when you have no one to socialize with but yourself and your dreams and your vision. That even though they're telling you that you're going to die in prison, that you can see yourself at the Social Innovation Summit decades later. And innovation is the ability that is unique from invention. Invention is something that is unique. that's created from, that's never been done before. But innovation is taking a practice or a product or a thing or an ideal and improving upon it. So for me, I was labeled a super predator. So I took the word, and instead of it representing a generation of children as godless, fatherless, and jobless, and instead of providing us with God-like figures, father figures, and jobs, they just provided us with prisons and life sentences and a death penalty. So I took this concept of a super predator, and I said, you know what? The super predator is the one who preys upon hate and loves unconditionally. And I created product out of this: paintings, sneakers, fashion, poetry, publishing, self-publishing 11 books in prison to get the message of love out and to do the work of love. So in closing, I want to end with this piece titled "When They See Us." After serving 22 years in prison, I had the opportunity to return to society and see this beautiful film series directed by Ava DuVernay titled "When They See Us," and I wrote this piece. I'm not going to write poems about people judging people. I'm going to speak and write poems about people loving people. See, the problem is much bigger than just class and race. It's really not a political war, but more a spiritual battle between love and hate. If it's going to take a village, then our villages are going to need love. So when they see us, they don't see us as killers and thugs. So when they see us and don't judge. So when they see us with eyes full of love. It's not about conservatives and liberals reaching across the aisle. It's about reaching into our hearts to extend a loving smile. See, these labels are fables that separate us from our truths. We all need to weed the weeds to see the love in our roots. Love is the revolution, and compassion is our bullets. Empathy is the trigger for forgiveness to pull it. Freedom is our target, and unconditional love is our goal, with civic engagement starting at the seat of our soul. Grace plays the symphony as Just Mercy leads the band for the Lady of Liberty to love and accept all in this land. Love is the revolution. Thank you. So in closing, I hope that we understand that the word impact comes from a Latin meaning that means closely knitted, closely tied into. So as the great Brian Stevenson said, I hope that we can have this convening in this summit to innovate new ways in how we see love and how we see justice, how we see power, because our children are still engaged in harm, and the only solutions that we keep offering is prison. So when people ask me, it's getting dangerous, what do you expect the mayors to do? I expect the mayors to do something that hasn't been done before, because we have the most people incarcerated in the world, we have the most mass shootings, we have the most drug addictions, we have the most overdoses, and prison is not the answer. The answer is love. And we have to innovate, we have to lead with love, and hopefully we can continue this discussion and break out room number 6 with justice served so we can have a discussion over coffee as to what love looks like in the innovative space of social impact and innovation at this summit. And thank you.